dibby sound boy can test. So give me now.
And this a sound boy burial, yes. Burial, oh yes. You shouldn't trouble the general, yes. Easy Mr. Man, easy party. You know say we are nice on the party. You take boots and one gun this way. You know inna your hanky-panky. Watch how you a run out your mouth. You know we a soldier, we no scout. You turn to duty, I man really count. And run you from round the round. Murderer, oh yes. And this a sound, yeah, a murderer. Oh yes. A sound boy burial. Oh yes. And this a sound boy burial. A sound boy dead in ya, a sound boy dead in ya, a sound boy dead in ya, a warrior. A long time I man I want know, you always a pen and a screw. Yes you feel know your place, now you get a double jump in your face. Yeah, oh yes, and this a sound boy dead in ya. And this a sound boy burial. Oh yes, you shouldn't trouble the general. Oh yeah, a sound boy dead in ya. A sound boy dead in ya. A sound boy dead in ya. Oh yeah, a sound boy dead in ya. A sound boy dead in ya. A sound boy dead in ya. I want you. Burial. Oh yes. And this a sound boy burial. Oh no, no, yes. Sound boy burial. Oh yes. You shouldn't trouble the general. Oh no, no, yes.
Yes, Marcus back in the hot seat. Starting off with something brand new from Visionary featuring Peter Rankin. Track entitled Soundboy Burial, forthcoming on Shy FX's new label Soundboy. Going out to all the summertime crew out there. Everybody down at the Graffiti Expo right now, down on Queen Street. Make sure and check it out. Just a little west of Bathurst. Loads of good music for you tonight. World exclusive right here.
Junglist movement, are you inside the party tonight? All lighter massive, we got to lighter. When the lighter crow? Lighter!
submission. The rhythm that my sound is playing to you will beat a fool into submission. Will beat a fool into submission.
You see this tune? Anywhere we go in the world, we play that tune and it done the place. You see me? Me not come up the Japanese and the Trinidad and yeah, hey, me just deal with soul from soul to that soul just dead. Me not divide and rule of reggae music. The whole world love reggae music. All who agree with me, put your light in the ear.
Hey, 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 hey. Oh yeah.
Brand new sounds of Potential Bad Boy. The label's Jekyll and Hyde. Submission, massive.
Alright. Don't come around with your attitude like you're on some kind of mission. The rhythm that my sound is playing to you would beat a fool into submission. Would beat a fool into submission.
Potential Bad Boy with the return. Jekyll and Hyde's the label. Big shout out to Frankie Guns that played a record for this one. Submission on promo now. Reaching out to all the junglist crew out there. Sunday Night Pressure.
Oh yeah.
Massive, Junglist Movement, are you inside the house tonight? this shit going on to the new millennium. Right about now we're gonna flex it with the original jungle, dog. Right about now, jungle movement. Time to raise it up with the sound of the markers.
Prophecy.
Raise up that bumper clap. When it comes to one call.
If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face. If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face. If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face. If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face. You always hitch up on the corner. You're always smoking marijuana. But don't you think life could be better? You need to check the bigger picture. With every day you're getting older, the expectations getting larger. I hope one day you'll make your mother. See, that's my son, the big achiever. If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face. If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face.
DJ Marcus.
Yeah. What a blessing to be free. Yeah.
DJ Marcus in the mix.
With every day you're getting older, the expectations getting larger. I hope one day you'll make your mother. See, that's my son, the big achiever. You always hitch up on the corner. You're always smoking marijuana. But don't you think life could be better? If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face. If you were bad boy, you end up on the run. If you were rude boy, you end up on the run. You find it's nice to feel the sun on your face.
Brand new sounds of Shy Effects, featuring Colin Buma, the original vocalist from Murderation. And this one's forthcoming on Soundboy, his new album with T-Power coming soon. Exclusive right here. Reaching out to all the Sunday Night Massive, tune and listening to Prophecy. Big shout out to P-Large. What's up to Task Money?
You a play, but you not playing a dub. We don't lend up and we don't borrow dub. Cause you're going around and bigging up it just like you run the lawn. And the boy you can't run your dinner. When it comes to soundtrack business, we not kin teeth, cause we not can't teeth. Fresh. I pay some boy, I pay
into some deeper dubwise pressure right now. Brand new, untitled, fresh out the cooker, not even finished yet. Reaching out to all the summertime crew out there, 416-946-7000. If you have shout-outs, no requests tonight, strictly brand new beats. some heavyweight business there. Reaching out to all the Sunday crew. Big shout going out to Lush. Big shout going out to Natural as well. Big up Caddy, everybody was down at the Hustlers Ball last night, System Soundbar. Want to send a big shout going out to Frankie Guns and the Main Ingredients crew in the back room, dropping down some deeper beats last night. Party was off the hook last night. Loaded Saturdays, corner of Peter in Richmond, the place to be for drum and bass.
I walk one. What? DJ Marcus again? G's and peace, my granny.
Potential bad boy once again. Drum and bass. Jekyll and Hyde's the label. Tearing things up right now.
Now he comes all over the mighty dub rock sound. Marcus Dave and Kia, they watch a top cat then at the party. Oh yeah, hey. No feel away, hear what I say.
Prophecy.
Selling away. Selling away. Selling away. Prostituting in Clyde, Stripperella. Says she flirt with her boyfriend, virgin him up money and bling, so she go bed with him. Catch disease, now it started spreading. She start to see penicillin, she's dying. Mercy please, for life she begging. When she hears her to the mark, she heading. Says she broke out at the age of 7, strip dancing before she reached 11. One man can satisfy her. She needs more wood for the fire. Space price getting higher. And more money she require. House, car and land she desire. So from the prostitution what she won't retire. Flames and fire. Sun is boom. Burn the flesh, sell her and the buyer. Says she wants a man to take her to the movie. Then another set to buy a pearls and rubies. Says she no care about cuts and bruises. That's just the way she chooses. Says she needs someone to bring her autumn, summer, winter, spring cash. Carnival splash and clean cash. New hairstyle, nails and bling cash. She's doing business, just win cash. One man can satisfy her. She needs more wood for the fire. The sex price getting higher. Some more money she require. Oh, God, she desire. So from the prostitution, what you won't retire. Flames and fire. Burn the sex, sell her on the fire. Says she buy her preaching pin to get well grown. Looks her chicken pills so she well rolled. Says she ready to try the L zone. Says she sexy, pager and cell phone. She don't know the much English nor the spellings of mine. All she know morning or evening at spelling time. See the now, look what happened. Soft like a cotton, flesh start to rot. One man can satisfy her. She needs more wood for the fire. The sex price getting higher. Some more money she requires. Run that! Her boyfriend virgin him up money and bling, so she go bed with him. Catch disease, now it started spreading. She start to see penicillin, she's dying. Mercifully, for life she begging. When she hears her to the mark, she heading. Says she broke out at the age of 7, strip dancing before she reached 11. One man can satisfy.
Different style.
Massive, you say audio. Massive, it's serious tonight. Let's get away. Give me a double play. Retro.
Coca-Cola back a shape by it around the place. All about what should I sing? Put on the girl in case again now. Have mercy. Coca-Cola back a shape by it around the place. Broke out, girl, and you want this shape. Coca-Cola back a shape by it around the place. Junglist girl, them full of a shape in the place. Junglist girls at the shape in the place. Brompton girls at the shape in the place. Toronto girl, them full of a shape in the place. Jane and Finch girl at the shape. And them of the shape and a demand headache. And them of the shape, that man body shape. And them a fling big stone and bust up man face.
Who's the reload? Who's the reload? Who's the rewind? Who's the rewind? Who's the rewind? Who's the rewind? Who's the reload? Who's the reload?
Rest in peace, simpleton.
Massive, you say audio. Massive, it's serious tonight. Let's get away. Give me a double play. Retro.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is
Wicked and great, wicked Babylon, you know.
frequency. Jungle Drum and Bass live on 89.5 CIUT.
Keep it locked. Keep it locked. Keep it locked. 89.5.
Keep it locked. 89.5. Keep it locked. 89.5. Keep it locked. 89.5. 89.5.
Some people talking about fallen angel. It's because they were underneath the wicked man's spell. If you hear some people talking about fallen angel, it's because they were underneath the wicked man's spell.
listening to The Prophecy, 89.5 FM. Keep it locked. roughest beats. I keep it locked to 89.5 FM, baby.
body drink. I don't wanna get mixed up in your tribal war. I don't wanna go to no penitentiary. I don't wanna go to no jail. I am a righteous musician.
Yes, 9 p.m. Tune listen to Prophecy. Last one for me. Kept it nice and easy. I'm going to be playing out tonight down at 205 Duncan, Richmond and Duncan, the corner, the Dream Lounge, alongside DJ Saigon and MC Caddy Cat. Dream Sundays. Once again, that's the Dream Lounge. 205 Richmond and Duncan. Ragged Jungle night tonight. Peace out. See you guys next week. Don't forget, we've got clips from Full Cycle, MC Tali, as well as MC Navigator touching down inside Loaded next week, right at the corner of Peter and Richmond.
Word presents the 4th annual Irie Music Festival, Friday, July 29th to Monday, August 1st. Catch a great lineup of headliners now at Ontario Place, Third World, Morgan Heritage, David Rudder, and the New Generation Band. A celebration of the music of Bob Marley, a gala screening of the film One Love with a special in-person appearance by Kimani Marley, plus tropical food and over 30 rides and attractions. Also enjoy the Irie Book and Art Fair at Nathan Phillips Square. Writers, poets, visual artists, and and dance. Log on to IrieMusicFestival.com or call 905-799-1630.
Real hot.
Somewhere out there in the vast nothingness of space, somewhere far away in space and time, staring upward at the gleaming stars in the obsidian sky, we're marooned on a small island in an endless sea, confined to a tiny spit of sand, unable to escape. But tonight, on this small planet, on Earth, we're going to rock civilization.
New off the Pendulum album, Slam, changing up the style. Prophecy, it's good to be back. 2 weeks, little vacay there. Keep it locked.
Really strong enough?
track called Rearranging, out in your shops right about now. Full Cycle. Played this one at once last weekend. Big shout out to everybody involved, anybody that was out there. Had a good time. Left at like 11 in the morning. Sunday. Burned out. We got the capital J. DJ Evil from Chicago. Sheriff Rolodex. Gweeds. MC Gweeds. Keep it locked. Keeping it kind of jump up right about now. Prof C, DJ Prime. Something brand new. Hazard. Our Sound is the label, a new thing. That last one was Clips. Don't forget next weekend, Loaded. Clips touching down next week. Been feeling the jump up stuff lately. Go in and out of stages, you know. That's the thing about drum and bass, so wicked. This tune's got a killer low end on a big system, man. It hits you in the chest. Big shout out to everybody checking us out online. CIUT.FM. Zen on the remix. Stress Related. Originally done by the S. Formation. Don't forget, July 27th, Dillinger and Lemon D touching down Wednesday night at Republic. Big up Jesse. Decipher as well. And look out for the next one after that. A big man coming through. I'm gonna hold it down right now though. contrast out of the hospital camp. When the lights go down.
The lights go down and the music bumps. I got what you need to make you jump. Feel the bass, it moves your soul. Boy, you can't resist when you lose control.
Again, Pendulum LP, Sounds of Life. Real nice track. Long awaited album. Look for that in your shops in the next couple weeks, I'd say. Once again, Pendulum. Look out this fall. Prophecy's going to be coming. The 10th anniversary jam. We're going to start promoting it now because it's going to be a party. I don't care if it's that big, 500 people, 1,000 people. That'd be nice. We're going to do it proper, old school business, 10 years, me and Marcus, man. Myself and Marcus. DJ Prime, aka H2O, aka Shadow back in the day. DJ Marcus, Marcus Visionary. 10 years, man. We're going to be having a good jam come September, October, November, whenever.
Prophecy, Jungle Drum and Bass live on 89.5 CIUT.
With the vocal of Jocelyn Brown off the Ronnie Size LP. Craig's in Parallel on the remix. This is a tune. It's got all the elements, man. Dance floor business. Music. Track entitled Sing. My voice is starting to go already.
Number one for this week. Number one for this week.
This one's in your shops right about now. Pick this one up just before it went. Play that went and it hammered, man. Beeline. Sunday Night Pressure. Prophecy Business. Big shout out to Marcus. But it's prime time now, hammering out the beats.
Music was such a great thing to our melody.
Another wicked tune off the LP, Pendulum, Grind the Fire. This one's got some substance, man. Big shout going out to Helen, and that's from Randy, who's rolling through town doing the bike thing. And he said he's going to touch down at Dream tonight. So don't forget Richmond and I believe Duncan, the Dream Lounge. Big Fabio tune, this one, man. I was listening to this about a year ago. Fabio, you know, if he's canning it, the big producer behind it by the name of Caliber, alongside Zero Tolerance, Lion Dub. track entitled Positive Vibes. Under Construction's the label, out now in your shops. I brought in some old stuff today. I brought in some old Vinyl Syndicate, some crunk stuff. We'll play that at the end of the show right about now, I guess. Last 15 minutes or so. Just want to remind you, 205 Duncan Street, Dream Lounge, right at Richmond and Duncan. There's Sunday Night Flex, for the summer anyways, for D&B. Track I played a few weeks ago, Juju on the Futuro label, his own label, Goa Remix.
don't follow the flow. We created it. 89.5 FM, Real Radio.
Man of Steel, that's appropriate, right? Start off with the biggest tune from these guys. Brought some crunk things in as well. Even had a caller about a month ago ask for this tune, so here you go. Man of Steel, Vinyl Syndicate.
Superpose family we pump you, you punk you. Trouble me spirit and a war it come to. No war start them not know where we run to. Big gun me boss me not afraid they can punch you. Superpose gonna pump you, them got trouble me peace and a war it come to. War start you not know where we run to. Big gun me boss
Sounds of the Crunk. Number 4. Big Roy and the Gladiators.
Spirit and a war it come to. No war start them not know where we run to. Big gun me boss me not afraid they can punch you. You should not make the war start. Why
Let me confess and then rifle. Well, it is my home, it is my will to murder pussy hole and take my angel several. Me not take second part. You mention killing, fuck you got the part. If you should keep him out, shut him out to get caught. If you did keep quiet, I would have killed the blood clot. Anyway, God of mercy, 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 mercy.
Visionary's first tunes, The Dark Part 1, Vinyl Syndicate. Off the Vinyl Syndicate label once again, the Boogie Nights remix. That's it for this week. We're going to be back next week, definitely. Have some new music. Once again, bringing in some brand new Canadian stuff too. 0 = 0. Big up Mud as well. Sent me a track just before I left. Keep it locked. Hopefully it's a little cooler this week. Prophecy.